Good afternoon, folks. It is Saturday, May 25th. The temperature is 18 degrees Celsius and I'm here on Bloor Street East. I just finished recording a Doors Open Toronto video. Sounds like there's a protest or march coming this way. Uncle Buck is here, Alfred, Harjot, Steph Curry, June, Alex, Mary W, Ian, Mr. Mountain Hiker, Pooja, Jillian, Jesse, thank you for tuning in. I wasn't sure how viable streaming like this would have been today. I had multiple alerts that there would be thunderstorms tonight, as well as this afternoon. And I ran into a friendly viewer during Doors Open.
Everybody knows that the girl must go. Wall Street knows that the girl must go.
Well, that protest has really
knows that the girl must go.
shrunk in size.
Everybody knows that the girl must go.
Yeah, it was raining earlier today.
Girl must go.
I did a Doors Open walk connecting 3 of the open venues. Most of them close at 5.
The girl must go.
And last entry is around 4:30, so I might have been able to squeeze one more place in, but oh well, I thought rather than do that, let's go live. I do have dinner plans around 6, so this won't be the longest live stream in the world. There's a look up at 1 Bloor East. Who are they shouting about? Oh, just some clown. But it is a beautiful day. That one guy just said, I think the definition of a rally is more than 10 people. I don't necessarily disagree with that. Lisa says, only got to one place, lineups were ridiculous. Well, I went to a certain shoe museum and there was no lineup, and then I went to a more renowned and well-regarded museum and there was no lineup, and then I went to a underground subway station that only ever operated for a few months. And again, no lineup. I would like to go to the Daniels building. That's the one that I wanted to go to, but it's not open today. That one is only open tomorrow. I was thinking maybe I'll do that and the Elma combo. Or maybe I'll do neither. But recording walking videos through a lot of those Doors Open venues, yeah, it's kind of awkward. Like if you're in a museum, do I zero in on every exhibit and stay there for hours? Do I just catch a few of them? What about when there's a crowd of people around something? Do I poke my camera through them? Do I wait my turn? So I just decided to go up to displays that weren't crowded. But this is Yonge Street on what has turned out to be a gorgeous day. Greetings, Mike Lewis. Eka's World Shelter, greetings. Andy Wood says Old City Hall is nice to go into. Yeah. If Old City Hall is participating or New City Hall, those ones always have very long lineups. I got to go to Old City Hall when I was in high school. Part of law class. We sat in on some court cases. It'll be interesting to see how that building is repurposed. Hopefully it ends up with some type of civic use, or at least something that is open to the public.
Your mom?
But I think my favorite doors open was the Elgin and Winter Garden theaters a few years ago. There's a double-decker sightseeing bus. Greetings, JD. Kayleen, greetings from Bogota. Hello, Kayleen. Greetings to you. And to everyone else who has tuned in today. Hope you're having a good Saturday. For the crowd in front of the CAA Theater is Dogman the Musical. That's a popular series of children's books. It is playing.
Well, Natalie didn't eat first round, but she bought my food, so now I'm going to buy her.
I think Buddies and Bad Times Theater might be participating in Doors Open. So we're going to head east at some point. Maybe Wellesley, maybe Carlton.
I'll do the challenge. We're going the opposite direction.
Lisa says they are. I'll do something I rarely do and slow down. Oh, that car didn't want to turn. All right. Marcus, awesome. Jerry L. Welcome to the stream. Just a friendly reminder to do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, hit the bell, yada yada. Helps with the algorithm. Mustang GT. Maybe we'll go to Wellesley and we'll head over to church, and then I'll head down to Carlton. And we can walk over into Cabbagetown. Salazar 26, $4. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Salazar 26. Thank you for the $4. That's appreciated. By the way, I kind of hinted that I'd be doing an apartment tour video. Well, I might be ready to go. I just need one more thing that'll be delivered on Monday. So possibly next weekend. If you're the nosy type, that video will be up on the channel. Novell Koss, member of 38 Months. What did you think of the Toronto-Chicago video? Novell Koss is referring to Oh the Urbanity, a channel that I believe is still based in Montreal, but it was originally Ottawa-based, but they've spent time in Toronto. I thought it was a well-done, entertaining video. And it was pretty fair. There's a few things I would have covered a little more in depth, like the skyscraper counts of each city. They did touch on it, but I don't think Toronto got its proper due. Might be blander, but we got more of them. I think they nailed it on the density. It's kind of ridiculous how many single-family and detached homes we have versus cities like Chicago and Montreal. Mike Lewis, I haven't had that burrito chain in a while. Machi Machi. And the video on the channel tomorrow morning, I recorded last night for a nightlife video coming up. There's a lot of people on Yonge Street, but we're gonna break off from Yonge Street. We've only walked up and down Yonge 100,000 times in prior live streams. This is east on Wellesley Street. At Andy Wood, added benefit, we avoided all those people who are yelling going this way. That's Wellesley Station. Is Jelly Bean still abusing her emoji and caps powers? Maybe we'll have to install a Jelly Bean rule. I see Sheena, Vivian, and I think I saw Marge in the chat. Thank you, mods, for tuning in. Mark D, I saw a message on Patreon. Sorry, I'm a little behind on that, but I'll try to get to you, and I think Tristan sent one as well. How do I get to John Street? From where? From here, I turn around. And there's a zillion different ways you could get there, but generally head south and west. There's Sunnybrook. I don't know, maybe we'll have a system where Jelly Bean can acquire credits in exchange for coffees, and those credits can be spent on emojis. How does that sound? I can be bribed. Johnny, are you going to Tim Hortons? No. I had reservations at an indoor restaurant, but I'm thinking now it might be patio weather. Greetings, Alex and everyone else. We are already at 277 of you, 16 minutes in. And to answer something you are not wondering about, I had my usual smoothie for breakfast and a frozen meal for lunch. Mike, I've been to Quebec City, but that was a very long time ago. But by all accounts, I think it's probably the nicest city in North America. We could continue on Wellesley, but we're going to head down to Carleton. Val Costa says I was planning on abusing the caps and emojis thing too, but it was too much bother. Greetings, Oscar. I'm not picking on you, Jelly Bean, just playing. And we're in the village.
And if one goes on you, this time at least we know.
Lisa had a giant schnitzel for lunch. Well, now that we're all caught up on what everyone's been consuming, Hero Burger or Five Guys? I've never been a huge fan of Hero Burger, so I'm gonna begrudgingly default to Five Guys. If I'm gonna have a quote-unquote elevated fast food burger, I'll go to Alouette Go. If there's not one available, then Rudy. Could have an iced lavender latte. Can you please show the sunset at Riverdale Park? We'll go to Riverdale Park, I think, but the sunset isn't going to be for several hours. And by that I mean like 4 hours. Craig's Cookies. I had Craig's Cookies last Saturday on the live stream. Am I going back to Johnny's? If I have a reason to be in that area, but it's so damn far. It's up at Victoria Park and Shepherd. I'd rather just go to Square Boy. Greetings, Canada Bis. Tracy Lord says, why is everyone leaving Toronto for Calgary? I think the Alberta government has been fairly aggressive trying to lure people. I don't think it's been all that successful. I don't personally know anyone that has moved out west. But there's tons of people moving into Toronto as well. I don't know the stats on that. All right, Alexander Street. We'll make a left at Carlton and head over into Cabbagetown. That guy said hi to that girl that's here in front of me, but he didn't say hi to me. I'm offended. And she is probably weirded out a little. There's Maple Leaf Gardens.
I'd rather be with myself, thanks.
Yeah, the little stoner gets ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Claudia says not to have, or it's nice not to have extreme heat for a couple of days. I don't know about extreme, but that's certainly a lot hotter than what we've been used to so far this year. Popping a wheelie. It's a big crowd of people up here. Let's see what this is all about. M2 matcha. In the words of Hank Hill, what in the hell? But yeah, if you stayed in today because you saw the forecast, I think you missed out. It's beautiful. Nice breeze. It's one of those days where you could wear shorts and a t-shirt or a sweater and pants and you can't really get it wrong. Mike Landry, $2. Hello, Johnny, and everyone in the chat. Hello, Mike. Good to hear from you, sir. Hope you're doing well. That super chat beamed in from the East Coast. All right, time to head over towards Cabbagetown. Make sure the crazy guy wielding a switch keeps his distance, and he did. Oh, this lady bought a fan. 40-inch oscillating fan. I bought one of those from Amazon once, and it never came. Amazon refunded me, and then 3 weeks later it showed up at my door. So maybe someone else took delivery of it. And then I notified Amazon. I was like, hey, that fan you refunded me came. Do you want me to send it back to you? What do you want to do? And they're like, keep it. I was like, sweet. Yeah, Anthony. Maybe that's why I had Hank Hill rattling in my mind, but King of the Hill is coming back. Terrace is going through Riverdale Park. I don't know. Riverdale Park gets awfully swampy and wet. And we did have rain. We'll try to take in the skyline facing view from Riverdale Park. Or should I say Gord Downey Park? Is this the city trying to make amends for butchering Dundas Square? That used to be the Primrose Hotel. And Ryerson took it over, turned it into a student residence. They would have made a lot more money flipping it into a condo or a rental building. I guess students need a place to live. Hey, a traffic stop. Johnny go to Aqua Lounge, Oasis Aqua Lounge. Never been, but I've heard things. There's the Allen Gardens across the street. They have a botanical gardens. We'll have to go through there on video sometime. Bear Tosser hasn't forgiven them for removing the chess tables at Yonge and Gould. There's a few chess tables at Nathan Phillips Square on the southeast corner. I have a feeling if they built more of those, more people would show up and play chess. It's a cheap, easy way for the city to enhance some public spaces. And if you don't want to play chess, there's still additional seating. One-hour sky cleaners. They clean the sky. Impressive shit.
No, she is one. She didn't even talk to me. She walked her by.
There's the Allen Gardens. All right, Claudia, take care. Thanks for tuning in. This is Sherburne Street, so we'll be entering Cabbagetown in a moment. And there's a place up on Danforth called Louis Cypher, and they had a sign saying they've closed down. See you at Stout Irish Pub. Well, we'll be walking by Stout Irish Pub. Not sure if it's the same owner or what that sign means. There's a protected bikeway or bike lane going up and down Sherbourne. I see flashing lights way down there, either at Dundas or Shooter, it looks like. Sadly, that's a common sight. Jerry L. $10. Jerry says, yo. I must have sandpaper fingers. I was trying to like and heart that. But thank you, Jerry L, for the $10 and your support. Also, thanks for being a channel member. Lisa says, mural coming soon. Perhaps we shall avoid said mural. Chris, the Pepsi driver, is here. I said I was not going to have any more pop in my fridge. Then I was lying in bed and Alexa was like, one new notification. Wild Cherry Pepsi Zero is in stock. Would you like me to order you some? And I was like, yeah, order 2 cases. And then the next day, 2 cases of Wild Cherry Pepsi showed up. Thanks, Alexa. I never would have known it was in stock because that stuff is rarely in stock. Really went off the deep end there? Yeah, tell me about it. Let's look down Ontario Street. Just to the north of here is St. Jamestown. JD says Canada Post is hurting bad right now. Well, I have a monster package. I might be returning through them. I ordered something from IKEA, and I had to go pick it up from a Penguin pickup. And I realized I might look like an idiot carrying this giant box that weighs 40 pounds that distance home, so I brilliantly took an e-scooter over. And then I used the e-scooter as a dolly. Brought the item home. I know what you're saying. Good job, Captain Big Brain. That's fun living without a car. The audio sounds quiet. I know what you're saying. Good job, Captain Big Brain. Maybe I had my hand over the microphone. How is it now? It all costs is the mic got unplugged. The audio sounds quiet. I think I had my fingers over the microphone. I'm not using an external mic. I'm just using the camera. Thanks for letting me know. Normally I have like a little handle I can hold on to, but I didn't bring it with me. I wasn't sure I was going to stream today. Oh, you guys missed my little story. Alright, I'm just going to keep talking as we walk by this absolutely horrible song. Hopefully it won't end up giving us a copyright match. Speaking of which, the video I did last night, I walked by so many night spots that were blasting music. Uploaded the video, and to my surprise, not one content ID match. So this is Parliament Street. What's the best sports bar in downtown Toronto? That's a really hard question. Probably the one right at Scotiabank Arena. It's certainly the biggest one. Sam B says, I've inspired you to do more walking. Awesome. More walking is always better than less walking. I've been to this place down here on the right before. It's quite good. Not that hookah place, the next one. Alright, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's down here more. Hey look, art. I need a piece of art to go over my bed frame. I inspired you to do less walking and more watching. There we go. That works for me, as long as it's this channel you're watching. Oh, here's the place, the Golden Pigeon Beer Hall. Don't really have their patio set up. It can't be black, white, or beige, the art. Or gray. So I guess I'm just gonna forego having art. Maybe what I'll do is I'll buy a very colorful print and I'll take it to a shop and tell them to grayscale it and turn it into a canvas. And we are arriving at Gerrard Street. $1 for you. Hey, I did get some throw cushions or pillows. They're like lumbar pillows for my gray couch. And they're colorful. We're gonna go along Gerrard here. JD thought 3 hours was the new norm. Talking about my last stream.
What's that?
There's Regent Park. Like a bright blue sky.
Did you get your gold shirt?
No. No,
How much is the art in the window? I have no idea.
I'm not trying to. Yeah.
Bill Chow is here. Yeah, it's unlikely we'll be going for 3 hours today.
Yeah, wait for me.
Half of that. And hey, look, there's a really interesting look. At a building being prepared to be ripped down. This is the latest phase in the Regent Park redevelopment. I've mentioned it before, but I think it's the documentary Farewell to Wood Street. You can find on YouTube. That's a look into Regent Park back shortly after it opened. Well, I'm glad I came this way and not through Riverdale Park. Josanne says like a dollhouse. What's happened is those tenants were offered to be rehomed and their rent was maintained. And then when the new buildings are done, they'll be offered a spot in the new buildings. Their new spots will be smaller, but way newer and more modern, and they'll maintain their rent. But the new buildings will also be mixed use. There'll be market rate condos as well. It's a pretty neat development. Lisa says not a single unit painted. Maybe they had some kind of drywall that was stripped or ripped down. Hey, it's Jay's Garden. There's a look over into Regent Park. Sheena digging those ferns. But the D&J Mart also has a lot of flowery stuff out. Exciting times here on Gerrard Street East. It'll be east over the Don River and out of downtown. Coming up, more ferns. I think I saw a giant monstera inside. I don't think I've ever walked by a plant store that didn't have one of those. Hey, phone booth. So just on the left is the largest continuous collection of Victorian-style homes. I say that as I walk by a street that doesn't really feature them. And a lot of those homes extended south of here. But in the 20s and 30s, the whole area to the south was devolving quickly into what you could call a slum. So the city's response was to build this isolated community that was cut off from the rest of the city. I don't think that style of development has worked out ever in a North American city. There's examples of those kinds of projects all throughout New York City. And we are at Sumac Street. And look how gorgeous that is. You know what? Let's go through Regent Park. We always walk around it, but not often enough do we go through it. So these homes will be vacated in the next phase. Alex says it looks like a painting. Well, you're probably not saying that anymore about this area. There's a big sports field down near Shooter that I bet is quite busy right now. But I'm not sure what the hell they were thinking when they thought this would be a good community environment to integrate with the rest of the city when they built this place. These types of neighborhoods always feel isolated and cut off. And this one had the very unfortunate circumstances of being tied to the auto revolution. They were trying to attract the young professional crowd at a time when all the big automakers wanted that crowd to move out into the suburbs and buy a house with a white picket fence and live that car-dependent lifestyle. That led to some dark periods for a lot of American cities and Canadian cities. And this neighborhood was a victim of that. That flight to the suburbs decreased property values and increased the amount of crime and poverty in the area. And it just kind of snowballed. And maybe that's why you don't build a giant cookie cutter community. Oh, I don't want to get myself wet here. But this is Regent Park itself. Oh, sorry, I put my hand over the microphone again. I'm not, normally I have the tripod screwed in, which gives me a nice big handle to hold on to. Lisa says, look at the damn chat. Yeah. I moved my hand. We're good. Thank you. I don't know if we can see in here or if we're just getting a lot of glare, but big public swimming pool.
We have Batman, you guys have Batman. No,
Mark says, do you ever go show the nice areas of Toronto instead of the ghetto? This is very, very far from being a ghetto, Regent Park. I posted a Forest Hill video last week. It's a pretty ignorant comment on a number of fronts. And a lot of these condos, I bet the average household income is probably north of 200K. But sure, this is a ghetto. In fact, I know some people that bought a condo in Regent Park just south of here near Shooter Street. And they certainly had the means to live in a number of other areas. They chose there because why not? It's not a bad neighborhood. You're welcome, Ben. There's a Popeyes. Yeah, downtown has a few rough patches, but nothing you could describe as ghetto. I guess it depends on how you define it, but this is Dundas Street. We are heading east on. That big sports field I mentioned is just over there. You know what is around the corner from here that was open for doors open? I think the Humane Society. That would have been a neat one. Timmy's had a walk up. All right, we're at River Street. Next stop, Riverdale and East Chinatown. It's a dangerously configured intersection for cars turning right and cyclists. No worries, Mark. Alright, that BCE person mods, you can just go ahead and zap them permanently. Thank you. Oh, look at this place. Nice cafe. Art. Why is this guy riding his bike on the sidewalk? Oh, his senses got knocked into him. There's a Mercedes. There's a very high-end car dealership just across the Don River. There's Bayview Avenue. Monica says Riverdale is such a busy place in downtown Toronto. Riverdale is actually east of downtown. We're not in Riverdale yet. But once I cross over the Don River here, we will be. Or at least I will be. Chris, the Pepsi driver, says you see a lot of bikes on sidewalks these days, especially downtown. Yeah, and it drives me bananas. I should make merch. I have merch. It's like 2.5, 3 years old now. I do have some new designs. Alex says, tell them off. I'd rather just make a smart-ass comment to my camera. And there is the Don Valley parking lot. Why do you think there's so many bikes on the sidewalk? To be honest, I don't mind if it's like North York, Etobicoke, Scarborough, somewhere where there isn't proper infrastructure. But I would just have to say selfishness and ignorance. Downtown, there are plenty of bike routes and the sidewalks are busy there. So if you can't plan a safe route, then just walk your bike on the sidewalk. Take a side street. There's all kinds of side streets that run parallel to main streets. There's really zero excuse to be downtown on the sidewalk on your bike. Wannabe freeway. There's a 505 Dundas streetcar. That'll be going all the way to Dundas West Station. Chris, the Pepsi driver, says I think it's because food delivery. Not Pepsi delivery. You're welcome, Gertesh.
I guess it wasn't a long one to die.
Andy Wood, the farm is in Riverdale Park West. We went to the farm about a month ago on a live stream. Monica says it's rather to be safe than sorry. Well, that's like if someone in a motorcycle didn't feel safe riding with the cars, so they decided to ride in the bike lane. So just because you don't feel safe doesn't mean you need to make people on the sidewalk actually be unsafe. And you know what? If it wasn't the law, I would shut up and say, okay, at the end of the day, you can be here, but a City of Toronto bylaw. If you are over 14, your ass needs to be on the street. I'll never forget when I saw a lady with a walker walking her dog and she got hit by a cyclist on the sidewalk. I think that was the moment. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna bite my lip. Yogi is here. Yogi! All the way from the UK. Good late afternoon, Yogi. Happy Saturday. Hamilton Street here is quite nice, but we're gonna head up Broadview. Oh, you're welcome, Kelly. I'm giving you life, apparently. And we have made it to Broadview. So we're going to head north up to Riverdale, or East Riverdale Park. We're entering a neat little neighborhood called East Chinatown. Monica asking if I'm doing a live stream tomorrow, probably over on the Johnny Stumbles channel. I go live most Sundays there. It's a little bit different, a little bit more random, or less random since it's really just me sitting at home. Bob Bath Bomb says, just wondering, are you in your 20s or 30s? Cheers. Thank you. I am 23. That's not the face of a 43-year-old. I am 23. As we're going north up the west side of Broadview. I could get hired as a constable. I don't think I would last at that job. They'd be like, you're making us look bad. Stop writing all those tickets. You responded to 2 calls today. You're only supposed to respond to 1. Did you hide the evidence? There is Hugh's room. That used to be over on the west end. Rainbow Hair Salon, men's cut $15, women's cut $20. I made a video going there once. And I'll never forget it. The lady did not speak English. I showed her a picture of me. I was like, that please. And then she proceeded to give me a completely different hairstyle. Shisha King Toronto. Johnny, is that a barber parlor? I don't know about the verbiage, but yes. Yongjing Fruits and Vegetables, wholesale retail. Hello, Eva. It's amazing how these places, 59 cents per pound banana. I go to a place just like that to get my bananas. I don't know, we could use some more sandwich emojis. East Chinatown continues east along Girard for several blocks. Arguably, that stretch is more interesting than this one. And if you keep going straight along Girard, you'll eventually end up at the Girard India Bazaar, and you'll pass by Girard Square Mall as well. And we have hit the big 500 viewers. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Just a reminder to like, subscribe if you haven't, or dislike and unsubscribe. Just do something. There's the Riverdale branch. So Johnny, do you partake in 420? I've had some edible live streams. I may or may not consume the occasional edible or cannabis vape when I'm not filming. I might be Spider-Man. Dave W. misses my hotel series videos. There's a whole bunch of them on the Johnny Stumbles channel. For some reason, I decided to upload them there last year. There's an Airbnb and a number of videos, so if you haven't seen them there, you can head over there. One of them did extremely well view-wise. Thank you, Devin. Yeah, I don't care what buttons you click. Engagement is engagement. Janet Thompson's still holding out for a cruise. Well, feel free to hold out, but don't hold your breath. Jeanette. Hello, Jeanette. Have I done a live stream at the Eaton Center? Yes. I've popped in and out of it a number of times on prior live streams. I haven't done a dedicated Eaton Center live stream. Aaron just missed me. You're driving along Broadview. All right, we are arriving at what could be Gord Downey Park in the future. Gord Downey lived in a beautiful home just to the east of here. And I think he would have had a view of the park and the skyline off in the distance. And we're gonna get an amazing skyline view. in a few moments. All right, Monica, take care. But this is Riverdale Park East, basically a giant old landfill.
Regent Park, I'm saying.
Ooh, I wish I had an ice cold adult beverage in my bag. I could sit down and take in a view of the city. I don't think I'll be able to snag a bench, but we'll stop and take in the view for a few minutes. Am I ever coming to Florida? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to visit Action Kid when he's back in Miami.
90% of other
Greetings, Zach Thong. Stumbles, usually 8 p.m. If I don't do a Stumbles, I usually go to Community Post. Not surprisingly, all the benches are taken. Kevin Galloway watching from Newmarket. JD, $5, beer on me. JD. Just gonna leave it really zoomed in, but thank you, JD, for the $5. I think there's gonna be a few beers ordered from the menu tonight. Oops, I thought I was zooming out. Joe Traverso says, making my friend watch the stream. This is peak Saturday activities. I wish I had my tripod on me. I'm gonna see if I can hold the camera in place. And get a selfie. Marcus says the park is beautiful. It is quite nice. Riverdale Park West is just over on the other side of the Don Valley. Oh, maybe they canceled each other out, Lisa. At least they had each other. Sorry, guys. I think I accidentally manually disconnected that. Oops. No, I don't know how long we've been streaming for. My thing got reset. Jeanette says, all good. Almost an hour and 17. According to my camera, we've been live for 1 minute. Notice they don't put the prices on the ice cream anymore. This cone will be $10 million, please. Well, thanks to those who didn't close down the stream. That was entirely my fault. I spun around to take a picture. If there's no price, that means it's free. Should we test that? All right, one last view. Mike asking, what do I think of the new... There's nothing new. It's still Young Dundas Square, or Dundas Square. I'm fully prepared to mock and ridicule anyone calling it by the new name. In fact, if you want to get my vote in the next election, just bake that into your platform. You will undo that stupid name change. I mean, the thing is, I should be for that name change selfishly, because that's just going to be an endless source of, not an endless source, but a pretty good source of content that I'm sure will drive a number of views. So it's probably good for me, but I really wish they didn't go through with it. Billy T says, good plan. And if I have to run for mayor myself, I will run on the platform that I will be elected. I will do everything I can to undo that name change while the deputy mayor does all the real mayor stuff, and then I will step down. I came, I saw, I did. And if reverting the name back doesn't sit well with the general population, I'm cool with that. We'll just make it Toronto Square. There's a name that pays homage to the city. RD says, so I'm running for mayor? Well, maybe. There'll be a candidate, a prominent candidate. Who runs on that platform. But who am I kidding? I wouldn't be able to help myself. I'd also be putting cameras at every intersection, busting anyone and everyone. ticketing Uber Eats drivers on the sidewalks like crazy. Johnny Stumbles should run for mayor. Johnny Stride should stay out of politics. They're both the same guy. That's the secret. If anything, I think Strides has become more Stumbles-like, and Stumbles has become more Strides-like. I'm kind of converging. Remember when all I did was get high or drunk on the Stumble streams, and when Johnny Strides would never talk about this kind of stuff? Jeanette says Strides Square. And legalizing scooters, whoopie dude, yeah, that'll be part of the platform, but I'm pretty sure the cops will be okay with not enforcing it. Hey, do you guys want to keep not doing your job on this one thing? I'm sure we'll get a hell yeah from them, so yeah, we might as well sign up to the provincial pilot. Imagine running on the platform that you're gonna rename the square. Well, Wilson, I would, if we legalized e-scooters, as far as the rental companies go, I don't have a problem with those rentals, but they have to be parked in docks. Because they are a nuisance when they're just left on random property all over the city. So I think the logical thing to do would be to have the bike share network use their existing infrastructure and add scooters to it. But the bike share can barely keep up with its demand. Yeah, I've been to cities where people just leave the e-scooters anywhere and everywhere. I do think they belong in docks. But that has nothing to do with private e-scooter use and ownership. So it's really utterly stupid that they're using that as one of the reasons. Oh, this lady, phone in her hand, just on her phone, rolling over the sidewalk, not looking. New York license plate. She's not from around here. She doesn't know. If you're gonna cross a sidewalk like that, at least look to the right and make sure it's clear. Maybe put your phone down. Hey, here's this. Used to be a Loblaws, now it's a No Frills. I don't endorse shopping at this place, but
Walter, so here we go. Come on over here.
nice big palm, $30. So this was part of the Loblaws chain. And with the loss of the No Frills down at Gerrard Square, it was converted into a No Frills. It was never a particularly big or nice Loblaws. If she had a gun, she'd be in big trouble here. What if her name was Janie? Hello, police. Janie's got a gun. Did I find my rubber tree? No. I'm not in a huge rush to get that plant. All right, we are at Bloor and Danforth. Johnny, the rubber tree might be at Sheridan, nurseries at Eglinton, says Miss Jane. Yeah, but the problem with that is I'd like to retire one day. And I don't think I want to spend my entire load on a rubber tree from Sheridan Nurseries. They were selling here. Let's go to the north side maybe. Or not. We'll just wait. They were selling money trees for $30 there. And they're like 12, 13 bucks everywhere else. Maple Dub's setting a reminder. Thank you for doing that, Maple Dubs. We'll see you tomorrow night on the stream if I do go live. But this is Greektown on Danforth. Ooh, that smell of French fries doused in malt vinegar. Is this street iconic? I don't know about iconic. There's some good patios here. Although this side of the street, you're kind of baking in the sun. Who's playing? At Danforth Music Hall tonight, May 25th. Staying Alive. Jeanette loves malt vinegar. This place is quite good. Sidebar. Well, unfortunately, as much as I like Bruce Springsteen, I'm going to have to keep talking right through it as we walk past. We'll be going by Louis Cypher, which recently shut down. They would have had a popular patio on a day like this. Chris Mill says The Damned is playing Monday. I don't know who or what that is. Downtown is off in that direction. We are heading east.
The idea I can't see when the rabbit was bad.
Smartass Novell costs. Pickup location for IKEA products. The Damned is an old school punk band from the United Kingdom. Good to know, Chris Mills. I haven't been to a small venue show like the Opera House or Danforth Music Hall in forever. Johnny, you're too likable to be single? I've never revealed that status. It is subjective. I've never been to this place. That was cute. That kid was crying, "Are we here yet?" And the mom was like, "Are we there yet? Annoy me properly, damn it."
I'm assuming that there was an email from
Giggles 13 or 1303 says, "I forgot how peaceful your live streams are." Well, I guess you haven't been watching much of this one. And we are at Chester. Astoria up ahead is amazing, says Wilson. Action Kid is from Astoria in New York City, and when we were doing our video through here, he saw there and had to go there for lunch after. I was with Ken Continuum and Ken Action Kid. That's his official name.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Like, I sometimes yeah. Work's been so fucking busy for me. Like, it's been kicking my ass. In a good way?
All right, Andy Wood, thank you. So see you all, and don't forget to subscribe. You're a smart dude, Andy Wood. Thank you. This is Pantheon, a Greek restaurant. Come visit us at Stout Irish Pub. That place was always really busy too. Solid pancakes there. They close at 3. stacked. What a name. I had a delicious banh mi last live stream on Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon. That was over in Koreatown. Yeah, Massini is solid. I haven't really gone there regularly after they jacked their prices. That Pork Gyros pita has nearly doubled in price. I think Alexandros across the street and Suvlake over on Pape are now the go-to spots for a Greek wrap in this neighborhood. Vivian Johnson, welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, we're on Danforth in Greektown. Started off at Young and Bloor, went down to Wellesley, over to Church, down to Carlton, over to Parliament, down to Gerrard, then south through Regent Park, east on Dundas, north on Broadview, stopping at Riverdale Park East for a little bit, and north up to Danforth and east into Greektown. The step count should be healthy. Joe Traverso says this looks like a nice area. It is. There's a Pizzeria Libretto across the street. Oh, and for my money, I think this is the best ramen in the city. The first gyro-style ramen in Toronto, Ryu's Noodle Bar. And they do not cheap out. Your bowl will be filled to the brim with noodles and meat. Solid place. And there is Taps. I've been to Taps a number of times. They're a little hit or miss on the food. I think that might depend on who's in the kitchen. What's their deal today? Taps Lager, $5.99 a pint. I have not yet, Mary W. But I keep hearing about it. They need to open up a patio. All right, Mary W., I'll have to give it a try. I wonder if I could get it delivered up to Midtown. Is Johnny thirsty? I am very thirsty. This is Peep Foodland. I have to order it 3 days in advance. Yikes. Look at these palms. No Spanx. That whole row of buildings has been ripped down. There used to be a Home Hardware in there. Cape Station just to the north. You ordered a pizza from Peter Pan on Queen West. I've only been there once, ages ago. But I absolutely love the facade of that restaurant. Where's he going? Hello. Thank you. Just grab that Gatorade. Thank you. Just gotta wait a moment. Card? No, thank you. Have a good day. Friendly guy. Let me just... Sorry, I wasn't following the chat. Can I get you a Kit Kat? Here, let's get this Gatorade Frost open. I try not to get drinks with coloring. It's kind of weird. That's become my... go-to. Got it. I had to rip that thing off. Ooh. Lisa says I'm full of it. Whenever I'm out, I try to get a clear drink because I don't have a glass of water with me to swish around as well. I was debating a diet Sprite, and I'm like, that might make my stomach feel a little off. When do we expect the next flight vlog? I don't have anything booked. I quite like this place, the Momo House. I've been there a number of times. Still in Greektown. It's quite the expansive patio that restaurant has. You had an Aperol Spritz at lunch. Oh, this water's, or Gatorade's dripping down my arm. Hello, Paul Murphy. John Amir says, Bone Shaker IPA for you. I don't mind that. I don't disagree, Joe. I want to cross here, but I'm not going to make the light. No! Have I tried Wingstop? No, but I have not heard great things. I'd be impressed if I was going to where you thought I was going. Chris Mill says dead lobster. Rip Red Lobster? I guess. I don't really know the full story. Hello, Tamaris. As I'm awkwardly holding a Gatorade and camera in my hand. That's the goofy camera angle. There's a Papa John's, but next door, Mr. Pride. Apparently, they've got really good pizza. Ancient Art of Dough. Oh, I get it. You think I'm going to the only... If I had stayed on the other side of the street, you probably would have guessed Square Boy. And this is the end of Greektown. Good old Langford Avenue. On the south side is Jones Avenue, and that runs south all the way down to Queen Street. Ooh, but I am not going to the Only, at least not straight away. Where we are is actually on top of the subway line. There's a whole row of homes that were expropriated to make way for Line 2, which opened up in 1966. Carl Roth says, nice area. Would you live here? I'd consider it. Sheena Roberts, silly question, but did we miss Cabbagetown? No. Thank you for the £5. We walked through Cabbagetown, but just on Parliament Street and Gerrard Street and Carlton. We didn't go through the residential area.
Oh yeah, over here. Hay que pegar, ya. ¿Ya no duerme? Vamos.
Just letting these people stroll by, but if you couldn't have guessed it, we are at the end of the line. So I want to thank everyone who tuned in. Sending a message. But I want to thank everyone who tuned in. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and channel membership down in the description. I also have an Instagram account down below, and there's a super thanks button. But I want to thank everyone who tuned into the stream, who liked and subscribed and did all the things. I want to thank our mods for their good work. I want to thank Jellybean for testing their patience. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. EST, there'll be a new video on the channel. Thank you again, Sheena. And hope you guys enjoyed it. So again, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. EST on this channel. Tomorrow, probably 8 p.m. on the Johnny Stumbles channel. So head over there, subscribe, and hit the bell if you haven't. All right, guys, thank you so much. And have a good weekend. I'm going to a bar. Yay! Yoink!